Open your book to page 302. Today's lesson is on how to divide polynomials. So let's go to example 3. Now you have this polynomial that you're going to divide by the binomial. Now when you do the division, what you want to do is you need to arrange everything in order. Okay, so you have 5x squared. You have to arrange, so it'd be 6x3 plus 5x squared minus 4x minus 5. And over here, the divisor, you have 2x plus 3. Now each of the term you can think of as like a digit. Now polynomial is easier to divide than the numbers. So what you want to do is you look at only the first term only. Okay, so you got 2x, you got 6x cubed. So you can do the number first, then the alphabet. So 2 times blank will give you 6. The answer will be 3, right? So 2 times 3 will give you 6. X times x squared will give you x cubed. Okay, so you need to figure out what needs to go on the top first by looking at the first term. So now you can go ahead and multiply now. Okay, so when you multiply, so this will give you 6x cubed. The reason that polynomial is easier to multiply because the first term will always match. It will be always exactly. Okay, and so this one will give you have to line things up, right? So this will give you plus 9x squared, right? So again, you have to distribute. Okay, you have to distribute. Then you draw the line. Okay, again you multiply, right? This is 6x, so you multiply, so 6x cubed plus 9x squared. Okay, again think of this like 2 digits. Just like 23 times 3 will give you 69, right? So think of each term as like a digit. Then you're going to put parentheses around this and you're going to put minus in front. Now you need to do that so you can keep track of your signs. The first term will always cancel out, always. Okay? So now you're going to subtract the second term. So 5 minus 9 will give you negative 4. So after you subtract, you drop the next term. Okay? And you just keep repeating. So now you look at this over here. So 2 times what will give you negative 4? It will be negative 2, right? 2 times negative 2 will give you negative 4. And you're going to have an x, always. This will always go down in order, always, no exception. So you got x squared, it will go x, always, no exception. So don't do any weird things. This will always go down in order. Okay? So now you're ready to multiply. So again, make a good use of your fingers. So it will be minus 4x squared, and this will give you minus 6x. Okay, so again you distribute, so multiply, you get this, multiply, you get that, right? Distribution. So draw the line, put parentheses around that, put a minus. This will help you to avoid careless mistakes. Again, the first term always cancel out because you got negative 4 minus negative 4, it will give you 0. Okay, now you go to the next term. So you got negative 4 minus negative 6. If you're not good at mental math, use your calculator. Negative 4 minus negative 6 will give you positive 2x. After you subtract, you drop the next term. Right? Again, so you just keep repeating the same thing over and over and over. So this one will give you plus 1. Again, notice what I say, right? It will always go down in order. Right? You got x squared, you got x to the 1, and you have x to the 0. That's why you don't have x. So now you can go and multiply. So you're going to get 2x plus 3, right? 2x, 1 times 2x give you 2x, 1 times 3 give you 3. Okay, draw a line, put parentheses to help you to keep track of your sign so you don't make careless mistakes. So again, the first term will always cancel out. 2x minus 2x is 0. So you're going to get negative 5 minus 3 will give you negative 8. Now, when you write your final answer, this is how you're going to write your final answer. Okay? So you see that this answer over here, that's what you're going to get. So you're going to get 3x squared minus 2x plus 1. Now the remainder, notice it's minus 8, right? So if it's minus, you put a minus over here and put 8 over the 2x plus 3. Okay, that's how you write your final answer. The remainder goes on the top. As you become numerator, your divisor becomes your denominator. And this will be your final answer. Okay, so let's go over a couple more examples. Okay, let's go to example 4. Again, once you understand the technique, every problem is identical. Okay, its steps are the same. You just keep doing over and over and over. So let's go to page 303. Let's do example 4. So you have division. Now remember, now you have to arrange everything in order, right? So you're going to have x squared minus 3x minus 10. And you're going to have an x plus 2. Okay, so you can arrange everything in order. And now you can look at the first term. So x times what will give you x squared? The answer is x, right? X times x will give you x squared. So now you can multiply these things out. So you're going to get x squared plus 2x, right? You have to multiply. And everything have to all line up. So draw the line, put parentheses around that, put a minus. So x squared minus x squared is 0, right? Cancel out. And again, the first term will always cancel out. So you got negative 3 minus 2 will give you negative 5. Okay, so negative 3 minus 2 give you negative 5. And after you subtract, you drop the next term. So now you look this one over here. So it'd be minus 5, right? Negative 5 times x will give you minus 5x, right? Again, notice it will always decrease in order, right? Always, no exception. So multiply, so you get minus 5x minus 10, and this one is 0, so no remainder. So this is kind of nice. So answer is x minus 5, and that's your answer. Okay, let's go to next example. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to example 6. So let's go to page 305. Example 6. So again, division, make sure you arrange everything in order. So you're going to have a 6x to the 3 minus 19x squared plus 27x plus 10. Now, the divisor, you have to be careful with the negative. The negative is part of their term. So it'd be minus 3x plus 5. So the negative go with the 3x. Make sure you bring it to the front. Okay. Okay. So again, now you just go and repeat same thing over and over and over. Okay. So cover it up. So you look over here. So negative 3 times negative 2 will give you 6, right? Negative 3 times negative 2 will give you 6. And x, you need to have x squared. Right? X times x squared will give you x cubed. So now let's go and multiply these things up. So this will give you 6x cubed minus 10x squared, right? Right? You have to, again, just multiply, distribute, right? So draw the line, put parentheses around that, subtract. Again, first term will always cancel out, no exception. Then you go to the second one. So negative 19 minus negative 10 will give you negative 9. Okay. Again, if you're not good with mental math, get your calculator, subtract. Then you drop the next one. After you subtract, you drop the next one. Then you just keep repeating the same steps over and over. So this one will give you plus 3x. And remember what I said, right? It will always go down in order. So you got x squared, next time would be x, and the next one would be just a number, right? Always, no exception. If you don't, go in order, it means you're doing something wrong. Okay? So let's go and multiply. So this week, so it'd be negative 9, right? 3 times negative 3 give you negative 9. X times x give you x squared. And this one will give you plus 15x. Right? Then you draw the line, put parentheses around that, minus. Again, first term will always cancel out. So this cancel out. So you got 27 minus 15 will give you 12x. Then you drop, after you subtract, you drop the next term. Again, so once you know the steps, you just keep repeating over and over and over. Okay, so let's go to the next one. So if you look over here, so you need to have minus 4, right? Negative 3 times negative 4 will give you 12, right? Okay, so let's go and multiply. So it give you 12x, and this will become minus 20. Put parentheses around that, subtract. So 10 minus negative 20 will give you 30. So now your final answer would be negative 2x squared, like this over here, right? So negative 2x squared plus 3x minus 4, and this would be plus 30 over, you can just put negative 3x plus 5, and that would be your final answer. Okay. Okay, now let's go to example 7. So now you have more variables. So you want to choose one of the variables as your reference. You got s and a t, right? So go and choose s as your main variable, and you arrange everything in order. So you're going to get 12s to the 3 minus 11s squared t plus 17st minus 10t to the 3, right? So again, look at s. S to the 3, s to the 2, s to the 1, and s to the 0, right? That's why you don't have s, right? And you divide it by 3s minus 2t. Now, what you want to do is kind of just don't worry about the t, just focus on the s. Okay, so when you have multiple variables, just focus on the s, and just do the same thing. So 3 times 4 will give you 12. S times s squared will give you s cubed, right? So now you just go and multiply. So you can notice the steps are exactly the same. So you got 12 s to the 3 minus 8 s squared t. Okay. So draw the line, put parentheses, minus, right? So again, first term always cancel out. The next term, negative 11 minus negative 8 will give you minus 3. So after you subtract, you drop the next term, and you just repeat. So this one will give you minus 1, but don't write 1, right? And would be s t. Okay. Notice one variable will decrease, the other variable will increase. So this one is s squared, then s to the 1, then no s. Over here you got t to the 0, that's why you don't have t. You're going to get t to the 1, then you're going to get t to the 2. So your primary variable will decrease. The secondary variable will increase. Okay. Okay, so multiply. So you're going to get minus 3 s squared t. Over here it will give you plus 2 st squared, right? Again, make good use of your fingers. Put parentheses, subtract. The first term will always cancel out. Missing t squared here. Okay. So 17 minus 2 will give you 15. And after you subtract, you drop the next term. Again, so you just keep repeating. So over here, you need to get plus 5 t squared. So now you go and multiply. Again, notice what I say, right? No exception. The s, you're going to get s squared, s, and s to the 0 means no s, right? The other variable would be opposite, so you got no t, you got t to the 1, t to the 2. It would be always that way. If it's not, it means you're doing something wrong. Okay? Okay, so let's go and multiply. And then this one would be minus 10 t to the 3. You subtract. Okay, so it come out nice. There's no remainder. So your final answer would be 4s squared minus st plus 5t squared. Now, don't get lazy. Some of you are going to box your answer up here. Don't do that, okay? Because it will create problem later on. So get into a habit of doing the things the right way. So later on, you would be fine. But when you pick up the bad habit, later on, you have to undo your bad habit. And it's going to be more difficult, okay? So learn to do the things the right way the first time. Then you don't have to worry about trying to undo the bad habits later on. Okay, so just go and write your answer down here and box it. Don't box your answer up there. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next example. Let's go to example 8. Example 8, you're going to have x to the 3. Now, there's no x squared, but you need to leave a space for it. Okay? You can either leave a blank, or you can write down plus 0x squared plus 0x and minus 1. And you divide by x minus 1. Again, you have to go down in order. If there's no term, you have to leave a space or write down 0 for it. So make sure you got these two spaces over here. On a test, a lot of you going to forget to leave the space. And then you're going to get stuck, you're going to get messed up. So you be warned, okay? So again, when you have missing term, you got to reserve the space for it. So everything will all come out nice. So now that's going to do the same thing. So you need to get x squared, right? X times x squared will give you x cubed, right? So you can multiply, you're going to get x cubed minus x squared. You draw the line, put parentheses around that, you subtract, right? So x cubed minus x cubed is 0. 0 minus negative 1 will give you positive 1. So it will be x squared. Then you drop the next one. Okay. Now you don't have to write 0 if you don't want to. You can just leave it blank. That's fine. So you go to the next one. So over here you need to get plus x. Right? Remember what I said, right? It will always go down in order, right? Okay, so that's going to multiply. So you're going to get x squared minus x. So again, first term cancel out. 0x, so 0 minus negative 1 will give you positive 1. Right? 0 minus negative 1 will give you positive 1. But you don't write those coefficients. Then you drop the next one. And so over here, you're going to get plus 1. So when you multiply, you're going to get x minus 1. So your final answer, you get x squared plus x plus 1. So for this problem, okay, again, if there's missing term, you either leave it blank or write plus 0 x squared plus 0x. And you're just going through the same steps over and over. Okay, so let's go and do some practice.